How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be checking out the GTX 1060 in 2025. The GTX 1060 is one of the most popular cards of all time and is still in the top 10 list on Steam hardware surveys. In this video, I want to check out how it performs in 2025 in a bunch of different games. According to Tech Hardware, it should be on par with at least a 1650 in an ARC A380, so it being only about $40 seems like a great deal at that price. Going over the specs, we have 3 gigabytes of memory. It's GDDR5, so it's getting a little bit old at this point. And then we have a base clock at 1500 megahertz and a boost clock at around 1700 megahertz. Inside the test system, we have an Intel i5 13400F paired with 16 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz RAM. Before I could do any benchmarking, I had to take out my RX 6600 and then plop in the GTX 1060. GPUs are pretty simple to install, so this took me no time at all. Once the drivers got installed, I opened up MSI Afterburner and made sure that my power limit was turned all the way up. This is a way that you can get the most performance out of your cards without doing any sort of overclocking. It just allows your card to pull the max amount of wattage, which for this card, it would be 120 watts. So right now we're getting really good FPS, 290, 288. As you guys know, Fortnite is a very NVIDIA heavy game, so they really like NVIDIA cards. It must be like pretty well optimized for an NVIDIA, where, you know, I run an AMD card and it just does not run very well at all.
So I'm just gonna call you now and tell you how I feel. Maybe I'll get lucky somehow and you'll come out tonight and let your wildest side consume ya. Come out tonight and baby, I just might seduce ya. Come out tonight. Let go of the things you call responsibilities. I know you're an animal just waiting to be free. So I'm just gonna call you now and tell you how I feel. Maybe I'll get lucky somehow and you'll come out.
Next up on our benchmarking, we have Counter-Strike 2, and Counter-Strike 2 is way harder to run than the original Counter-Strike, but still, the 1063 gigabyte is running pretty well on all low settings. We're getting at least 100 FPS on average, and you can tell that this is definitely playable in terms of competitive matchmaking. In Marvel Rivals at 1080p, we had to turn the settings down to basically minimum because this was just not running well at all. I would attribute this to the 3 gigabytes of VRAM, and it's just not very optimized for older cards. Yeah, 30 FPS is kind of diabolical. Next up, we have Fragpunk, which is basically a new Call of Duty Valorant mix-up, and this game runs pretty well on all low settings. We're getting at least 100 FPS, but just so you know, you could be getting way less FPS depending on the map. These maps are all created different, and some of them get horrible FPS, and some get pretty good, like this practice map. finally, we have Warzone, which it honestly played way better than I thought it would. We're getting about 70 to 80 FPS on average, and it really feels like a smooth console experience. We are playing on the minimum 1080p preset. I would say my final thoughts on the GTX 1060 in 2025 is that, while it may not be the best gaming card of all time, it may not be the best gaming card in 2025, at $40 to $50, this could really be a great entry-level card for people just trying to dabble in some easy games to run, like Fortnite, like Valorant, games that do not really require a lot of graphics capabilities. So yeah, I mean, for 40 bucks, you really can't pass it up at that price. We're gonna end the video right there. I appreciate you guys for watching this far, and like always, make sure you subscribe down below. We're trying to get monetized as soon as possible. Let's hopefully make that happen soon. All right, I'll see you guys later.